Have a wonderful day, Mommy. My heart warmed at Lily's smile as she waved her tiny hand at the doorway. My 6-year-old daughter sees me off the same way every morning. Her gesture reminds me of a little angel. I gently patted her head. Take care of her, Michael. Of course, don't worry, Michael replied with a gentle smile, placing his hand on Lily's shoulder. As an analyst at Raymond James Financial, he had earned his colleagues' trust through his extensive knowledge and level-headed judgment. Whenever I needed to be away for work, he willingly took care of our daughter. Everyone around us considered him the ideal husband. As a real estate agent, I had handled many luxury properties in Tampa. By approaching each negotiation with sincerity and earning my clients' trust, I had steadily built my career. I took pride in balancing my fulfilling work with family time. Our family life in Tampa's upscale Palma Seca neighborhood was the picture of tranquility. We never missed Sunday service at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and our neighbors regarded us as a model family. Through our church involvement, we had developed strong ties with the community. Lily's enrollment at the Academy of the Holy Names brought us particular joy. With her natural cheerfulness, she got along well with her classmates. Above all, she had grown into such a loving daughter, especially toward her father. Whenever I saw her walking home hand in hand with Michael, my heart overflowed with happiness. Michael's career was going well. If there was any downside, it might have been his frequent business trips. Important projects often took him away for several days to a week. But I saw this as a reflection of his professional dedication. I would quietly see him off, always making sure to have a warm dinner ready when he returned home. I'm heading out. This morning started like any other ordinary day. Michael's gentle gaze, Lily's innocent smile. These were my precious everyday moments. I believed this happiness would last forever. That afternoon, I was finalizing a deal in a luxury condominium's penthouse on Bayshore Boulevard. The top-floor unit offered panoramic views, with an estimated price of $2 million. My presentation, which I had spent 3 months perfecting, was progressing smoothly. I could sense from the buyer's expression that we were close to closing the deal. The living room offers an exceptional view of Tampa Bay. You can enjoy different aspects of the vista from sunrise to sunset, I continued as I turned to the last page of my presentation materials. Are you satisfied with the layout's flexibility as well? Seeing the buyer's expression soften, I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. If this deal closed, I would easily exceed my quarterly quota. Just as I was about to get the contract signed, my cell phone rang. Normally, I would immediately silence it, but something told me this call might be important. I knew it was unprofessional to take calls during negotiations, but there was something urgent about this ring. I'm terribly sorry, but could you give me a moment? Looking at my phone, I saw an unfamiliar number. A faint anxiety stirred in my chest. Mrs. Watson. A composed male voice. He identified himself as a police officer. In that instant, a chill ran down my spine. Yes, that's me. My voice trembled. I had never received a call from the police before. I hate to inform you, but your daughter has been in an accident and has been taken to the hospital." At that moment, all blood drained from my face. A buzzing sound filled my ears. My vision momentarily darkened. "What, my daughter?" My own voice seemed to come from far away. I barely registered the sound of my documents falling to the floor. "She's currently at Tampa General Hospital. Please come immediately." Though the police officer maintained his composure, that very composure seemed to underscore the gravity of the situation. With trembling fingers, I ended the call and immediately dialed Michael's number. My husband should have been taking care of our daughter today. My chest tightened with anxiety and fear. The dial tone rang once, then again. Each second felt like an eternity. "Michael. They say our daughter's been in an accident." My voice was high-pitched. I couldn't control my panic. Words tumbled out one after another. "What are you talking about?" "She's fine. She's right here with me." Michael's voice was as calm as ever. That calmness only heightened my anxiety. "But, the police." I tried desperately to make sense of the situation through my confused thoughts. "My husband said our daughter was with him. But the police reported an accident." There was some crucial discrepancy. But in my current state, I couldn't process what it meant. "I'm so sorry, but there's a family emergency." I bowed deeply to my client. While apologizing for the interruption, I hastily stuffed my documents into my bag. My hands were shaking so much I could barely manage. A pen fell from my bag. I didn't even have time to pick it up. "I pray your daughter is all right. Please take care." The buyer's kind words barely registered in my ears. Their thoughtfulness only amplified my anxiety. I ran to the elevator and down to the parking lot. My heels echoed strangely. I fumbled with my car keys, dropping them several times. Finally getting the door open, my hands were wet with cold sweat on the steering wheel. The drive to Tampa General Hospital. Every red light filled me with impatience. My mind was blank. The same thoughts kept circling. "Is Lily okay? Michael said she was with him, but are the police wrong? Why?" Even waiting for one traffic light felt like an eternity. My grip tightened on the steering wheel, my nails digging into my palms. With every blink, Lily's smile flashed before my eyes. That innocent expression from when I saw her off this morning. When I parked at the hospital, my legs were shaking. Following the signs to the pediatric emergency ward. The corridor, filled with the smell of disinfectant, seemed unusually long. My footsteps echoed hollowly. When I gave my name at the nurse's station, a young nurse stood up to guide me. Led by the nurse toward the hospital room. White walls. An eerily quiet corridor. I hesitated for a moment before the door. Taking a deep breath, I slowly reached for the doorknob. Lily. What I saw when I burst into the room was the figure of an unfamiliar girl. I froze in place. My whole body began to shake. She looked about 8 years old, a bit older than Lily. The girl lay in a white bed, connected to an IV drip. A monitor beeped steadily. "Mrs. Watson, your daughter's condition is stable." The nurse's voice seemed distant, as if coming through water. My eyes were fixed on the girl's face. Though I didn't know her, there was something familiar about her features. My eyes fell on the school bag beside the bed. The Academy of the Holy Name's crest. And there, an unfamiliar name was written. Natalie Watson. In that moment, my world was enveloped in silence. As if time had stopped, all surrounding sounds faded away. Only my heartbeat felt abnormally loud. Whose child is this? Why Watson? Michael. Unanswerable questions swirled through my mind like a whirlpool. And at the center of that whirlpool, one premonition began taking quiet shape. I traced the name Natalie Watson repeatedly with my eyes. My vision blurred. The air in the hospital room suddenly felt heavy. My heartbeat quickened. I checked the name tag on the school bag again. There was no mistake. I couldn't have misread it. The surname Watson was clearly written there. Looking at the emergency contact card in the nurse's hand, another shocking fact was recorded. First contact, Michael Watson. An address I didn't recognize. A phone number I'd never seen. Oh, April. When I turned at the unfamiliar woman's voice, my heart leaped violently. Beyond the door stood a woman with refined features. She appeared to be in her early 40s, dressed elegantly in what looked like an expensive suit. There was an air of dignity about her bearing. "We finally meet." Her voice carried an icy coldness. Her eyes were sharp, appraising me. "Who are you?" My voice shook. Words squeezed out of my throat. I could feel all strength leaving my body. "I'm Michael's partner." "Let's see, it's been 7 years now." Those words sank like heavy lead into my chest. My feet wavered. I had to lean against the wall to keep from falling. "I'm Kate Brown." She introduced herself with an elegant gesture. There was something triumphant in her manner. Beneath her perfect makeup, slight signs of fatigue showed. She had probably rushed here immediately after hearing about the accident. "I'm Natalie's mother, and your husband's mistress." My heart nearly stopped. I stared at Natalie, the girl before me. Indeed, she had Michael's features. The straight bridge of her nose. Her gentle expression. The proof of a relationship that had apparently lasted 7 years lay sleeping before me. "Mom." Natalie on the bed made a faint sound. Kate quickly moved to her side, gently stroking her head. The gesture was so natural, so maternal. "It's all right, Natalie. Don't worry." Sending her to the Academy of the Holy Names was Michael's wish. Kate's words struck like another blow. The same school as Lily. Sisters had been spending time on the same grounds without knowing it. Just imagining it made my chest tighten. From the moment I met Michael 7 years ago, we were deeply in love. Kate began speaking matter-of-factly. There was a hint of sadness in her voice. While occasionally checking on Natalie, she slowly continued. When I found out I was pregnant, he didn't abandon us. He wanted to give Natalie a proper family. My head spun. 7 years ago. That was when Michael and I were still at the height of our happiness. Everything had started then. My phone rang. It was Michael. My hands shook so much I could barely answer. Where are you, April? Lily and I have been worried. I heard a falseness in his voice that I'd never noticed before. A manufactured kindness. Did this man even have the right to speak our daughter's name? I'm at Tampa General Hospital. A girl named Natalie has been in an accident. I heard him catch his breath on the other end. A moment of silence. In that pause, 7 years of lies weighed heavily. I'll be right there. He hung up after those brief words. He would leave Lily at home. We both knew we couldn't let our 6-year-old daughter see this situation. 30 minutes later, Michael appeared at the hospital room. As expected, Lily wasn't with him. He had probably left her with an acquaintance. His face showed no attempt to maintain composure. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his usual calm completely gone. I'll explain everything. Michael's voice was hoarse. His shoulders heaved with his breathing. He might have run to the hospital. Explain. After deceiving us for 7 years. Anger and sadness welled up. Tears rolled down my cheeks. Each drop contained years of betrayal. I didn't want to hurt anyone. A bitter smile crossed my face at my husband's words. Somewhere in the distance, a hospital announcement echoed. Didn't want to hurt anyone. Lying every day, day after day. My voice shook. I couldn't control my emotions. I was forced to realize that everything I had believed in was built on sand. I wanted to protect both families. April, you and Lily were precious to me. But so were Kate and Natalie. Michael's words rang hollow. The afternoon sunlight streaming through the hospital window was ironically bright. Kate silently watched the situation unfold. Natalie was still sleeping. 7 years of lies. 2 families. Daughters attending the same school. Time with another family disguised as business trips. Even prayers at church, had it all been a lie? An unimaginable reality surrounded me. As the truth came to light, something inside me crumbled with an audible sound. Trust, love, hope. Everything slipped through my fingers like sand. An irreversible reality weighed heavily on my heart. The following week was filled with sleepless nights. However, I spent that time thoroughly investigating the facts. Not letting emotions cloud my judgment, but calmly. Using all the analytical skills I developed in real estate transactions, I began unraveling 7 years of lies. Each document bore evidence of Michael's double life. I started by examining credit card statements, overtime and business trips at Raymond James Financial. Many of these proved false. When I investigated airline tickets and hotel reservations for supposed business trips, many didn't exist. Instead, there were meals at unknown restaurants, shopping at luxury boutiques. Traces of time spent with another family dotted the statements. Even Sunday church attendance had been cleverly staggered between our service at Sacred Heart Catholic Church and their service time. While we attended the 9 a.m. Mass, Kate and her family attended the 11 a.m. service. The irony of offering separate prayers before the same altar. Well thought out, wasn't it? I smiled bitterly while spreading documents across my home office desk. Michael's perfect time management. Detailed notes remained in his smartphone calendar. PTA events, school events, family outings. All meticulously arranged to avoid overlap. For each real appointment, a false one was prepared. Perfect alibi creation. And most shocking was the school situation. At the Academy of the Holy Names, Lily and Natalie had unknowingly spent time as sisters. Natalie in 3rd grade, Lily in 1st. Different dismissal times, separate after-school activities. Everything calculated to prevent contact. The school documents listed different emergency contacts. The existence of another family I couldn't have imagined. Mrs. Watson, the financial investigation results are in. An email arrived from Thomas Brown, the accountant I'd hired who specialized in financial fraud investigations. The attached documents detailed Michael's hidden assets. A separate investment account. Housing expenses for Kate and her family. Clever fund management to maintain 2 households. Salary allocation, bonus concealment. Everything had been meticulously planned. He had even used the company's expense reimbursement system to generate fictitious travel expenses. If there was nothing to hide, there would have been no need for such concealment. I marked the printed documents with a red pen. Evidence of 7 years of lies spread across my desk. Each page told the weight of betrayal. The next day, I visited Johnson & Associates, a law firm in the luxury office district. Tampa's most highly regarded divorce law firm. Mrs. Watson, I understand the situation. Veteran divorce attorney Sarah Johnson spoke quietly. Her pearl necklace cast an elegant light. We have sufficient evidence. We can proceed favorably with both custody and asset division. I stared at the calendar on the desk. The legal proceedings about to begin. Preparations for a new life. And most heartbreaking, explaining it to Lily. Night after night, I lay awake, tears soaking my pillow, wondering how to choose words that wouldn't hurt my young child. Mommy, when is Daddy coming home? My friends at school ask about him. At dinner, Lily asked in an anxious voice. For the past week, I hadn't let her see Michael. I'd ignored all his messages on my phone. My heart clenched at my daughter's innocent eyes. Lily, there's something I need to talk to you about. Will you listen? Only the quiet sound of dishes on the table echoed. Her favorite omelette rice, decorated with a smiley face in ketchup, remained untouched. What words could help a 6-year-old understand? Taking a deep breath, I slowly began to speak. Daddy and Mommy will be living apart for a while. Why? Did I do something wrong? Lily's voice trembled. Her question shattered my heart into 1,000 pieces. No, sweetheart. You didn't do anything wrong. This is grown-up stuff. But nothing will change for you. Mommy and Daddy both love you very much. Holding her small body close, I made a strong vow. I would definitely protect this child's life. I gently wiped the tears from her wet cheeks. Preparations for our new life proceeded rapidly. I decided to sell the house in Palma Seca. Though it was painful to leave a place filled with memories, a new life needed a new place. One by one, I packed away happy family photos from their frames into boxes. I've prepared several properties in South Tampa for your consideration. Using my real estate industry connections, I narrowed down options for our new home. A location convenient for Lily's schooling and my work. A luxury apartment with good security. Preparations for starting a completely different life in an entirely new environment. Divorce papers arrived from the lawyer. Terms of divorce agreement. Detailed clauses about asset division. Custody arrangements. Looking at those words, I heaved a deep sigh. And when all preparations were complete, I called Michael to our home. For him, this would be the last time stepping foot in this house. April, let's talk this through. My former husband appeared with a worn expression. His suit was wrinkled, his usual tidiness gone. Dark circles showed under his eyes. His relationship with Kate was probably strained as well. This is the price for 7 years of lies. I placed the divorce papers and asset division documents on the table. A thick stack of papers. The weight of 7 years of lies contained within. Please let me try again. Michael's voice was hoarse. Real regret showed in his eyes. But it was too late. Once lost, trust can never be regained. It's over. Everything. My voice was ice cold. Suppressing my emotions, I continued slowly. Your betrayal of me and Lily. Your lies to Natalie and Kate. You couldn't make anyone happy. Outside the window, spring sunlight poured down brilliantly, as if announcing the start of a new season. I've already reported this to the company. Ethics violation. You won't be able to keep your position at Raymond James anymore. Michael's face turned pale. Why? All the evidence is there. 7 years worth of proof of your lies. You brought this on yourself. I watched coldly as Michael nearly collapsed before me. I had no emotions left for this man. With the passing of 7 years, everything had frozen into ice. You can see Lily under court supervision. Don't ask for more than that. I pointed to the documents on the desk. Sign them. Michael's hand trembled. His fingers could barely grip the pen. The ink smeared on the paper. So this is the end. His voice quivered slightly. Yes, the end. Our story ends here completely. Light streaming through the window illuminated the documents on the desk, as if quietly announcing the beginning of a new life. Michael's signature marked the final page. It was definitive proof of the end of 7 years of lies. 1 year has passed since then. The seasons have turned, and we're approaching a new spring. From my office window, I can see the gleaming surface of Tampa Bay. The view is incomparable to my previous office. 1 year since going independent. Though the start wasn't entirely smooth, things are gradually falling into place. Many of my former clients have continued to trust me with their business. Ms. Watson, the materials for the 3 o'clock meeting are ready. Jennifer, my secretary, brings me neatly organized documents. She's a colleague who came with me from my previous company when I started my independent business. Thank you. I'm definitely closing the deal on today's Bayshore Boulevard property. Having my own company means taking responsibility for all decisions. While that can be pressure at times, it's also become a great source of confidence. My cell phone rings. It's Lily's school. Mrs. Watson, I'd like to report on Lily's end-of-term grades. The teacher's voice is bright. She's showing particularly excellent results in math and science. Lily is now in 2nd grade at her new school. Though there were concerns at first about the transfer, she quickly adapted to her new environment. Her cheerful personality hasn't changed. If anything, she seems more active than before. The decision to leave the Academy of the Holy Names was right. That school held painful memories. My heart still aches whenever I think of Natalie. Lily had spent time there without even knowing she had a sister. I heard about Michael's aftermath through industry rumors. Dismissed from Raymond James Financial. His disciplinary discharge for ethics violations made it extremely difficult to find new work in the financial sector. Tampa's financial community is small. Rumors spread quickly, and no one would hire him. I heard his relationship with Kate also crumbled along with their financial difficulties. Having lost both families, he eventually moved to Minnesota in the Midwest with Kate and Natalie. He had no choice but to liquidate his life in Tampa. Karma, I whisper to myself, looking out the window. But I no longer feel anger. I just quietly accept that it was all inevitable. Mommy, thanks for picking me up. At 5 in the afternoon, when I arrive at school, Lily runs up to me with a bright smile. New drawing paper peeks out of her bag. Did you draw something today? Yes. A sunset at the beach. The teacher said it was really good. That's wonderful. Mommy finished work early today, so why don't we go see a real sunset? Really? Yay! On the drive to Clearwater Beach, Lily happily tells me about her day at school. About her new friends. About the interesting lessons. Each word overflows with the fresh sensitivity of a 7-year-old girl. A gentle sea breeze blows across the beach. The western sky begins to turn orange. Taking off our shoes, enjoying the feel of sand, we walk along the water's edge together. This place holds memories of walking as 3, but now, this special time for just the 2 of us feels comfortable. Hey, Mommy. Lily suddenly stops. Her profile in the sunset light looks like an angel. Are you happy? The question seemed somehow mature. Those eyes held a deep insight unexpected in a 7-year-old girl. I gently embraced Lily. Yes, very much so. It was a heartfelt answer. True, this past year hasn't been easy. But the path I've walked with this child, and the future we'll create together. This is my irreplaceable life. The sound of waves gently envelopes us. In the sky, the first star begins to twinkle. Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. Lily's voice carries on the sea breeze. Yes, it surely will be. Our new story has just begun. The sun sinks below the horizon. It's an ending, but also a new beginning. Tomorrow will bring fresh hope. Behind the two of us walking hand in hand on the beach, long shadows stretched out. They pointed straight ahead, as if showing us the way to our future.